can and learn how this can all be avoided so it doesn't ever happen again. Hope that makes sense, and I'm really sorry again. Thank you. Deeper roots, higher self. Oh, D, that's right, D from Germany. Hello. You really help putting things together better than any other narc coach on YouTube. Thank you. I'm watching all the Q&As, and I have an aha moment in every video. Lower self-esteem leading to lower boundaries. This is another golden nugget. And it's actually lower self-worth. A little different. There are golden nuggets in all of your videos. You should be having so much more views, but people love to focus on the narcissist, so I guess that's why channels who focus on the narcissist get a lot more views. I'm so glad I stumbled across your channel. Mentally, nothing helped me more than your content. Thanks a ton. My lithium orotate arrived. I ordered it in Great Britain. I think it's making me feel more energetic. Thank you so much, D. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support and for telling me. For those of you who don't know what lithium orotate is that D takes, and I've gotten hundreds of people to take this, really helps them. Lithium orotate is not to be confused with the drug lithium carbonate. Lithium orotate is a trace mineral already in your body. Stress depletes this immensely. Those of you who have been experiencing lots of trauma, years of trauma, I think could benefit from lithium orotate. You should be able to find that on Amazon. Thanks, Dee, very much. Appreciate you. Bronson. Don't know where you're from. Would you be able to do a video on comorbid BPD and NPD? I had a physical and mental abusive borderline ex-girlfriend. Yep, I will make that next. Thanks, Bronson. Emily from Latvia. Hi, Emily. Thank you very much for support and encouragement. Planet Earth or hemisphere, laughter escapes my mouth every time you propose those two options to us. Love your humor. Would be nice if you could make another video from series Psychopaths, Narcissists, and Borderlines. Oh my, we all need humor time to time. Thank you, Emily. I will. I think it's time for one of those again. I've made several videos. You'll see them. The thumbnail has the monkey see, monkey do. And it's titled Psychopaths, Narcissists, and Borderlines. Oh my. And I come up with a scenario and talk about how each three of them will act or react in these scenarios. And it's just all fun. And you guys have any topics you want me to talk about on those, tell me, please. Thank you, Emily. Vivian from North Carolina, United States. Hi, Vivian. Hi, David. Thanks for making your videos. They are very enlightening and interesting. Thank you. How significant do you think forgotten and unremembered trauma can be to someone with CPTSD? Is there any less of an effect on a person if they don't have a memory of it? Well, thank you for asking. You're talking about CPTSD, and we have PTSD, and there's different forms. C, being one of them, stands for complex. This is recurring trauma, okay? So often I have clients that don't remember major parts of their childhood, but it's not hard for me to see how their parents are now, how they were during the times they remember, and I can also tell where people are by what they're telling me. You know, where they are now, I can tell what happened in your childhood. We put these pieces together, and myself and you start becoming very enlightened to how your childhood was, the parts that you don't remember, okay? So this being recurring trauma, healing from the whole thing together is what really is important. And there may be certain experiences you had that were very traumatic that you can't remember. Maybe you dissociated, maybe being molested and stuff like this. Yes, it could help you more by remembering, but you don't have to. You don't have to. This is recurring trauma in your childhood, typically from neglect or abuse. We identify the abusers, we identify the neglect, we really understand why this happened, okay, and start building up ourselves. You know, all of it goes together in healing, all of it. And I don't think it's absolutely necessary to remember everything. I help my clients really well who don't remember major chunks of their childhood, you know, maybe nothing before 13, nothing before 14 and stuff like this. Thanks for your question. I hope it makes sense, and please let me know. Keep asking. Thank you. Nia from Sweden. Hello, Nia. Thank you for answering my question, David. Very interesting insight about the prison example. By the way, you nailed everything from how much I lied to myself to stay, about the friends I lost on the way, and about owning each other. Super unhealthy and highly addictive. And no, you are not accusing me. You are in fact right about me watching it on social media. I don't do it often, but it happens from time to time. It's okay. Just realize, be mindful and realize that that hurts, right? Why am I touching a red hot burner on the stove? It's red hot and it keeps burning me, right? The more we lie to ourselves and trick ourselves and fool ourselves, we just keep touching that burner, okay? I guess I just wanted to see what's going on. And if they're going downhill like me, I know I shouldn't. Well, who cares what shouldn't? You don't like it, don't do it. I have two questions. How come we became so dependent on a person just by spending a few good moments together? I stayed with him throughout the betrayal and lies, even though I know I should get out. Why do we hold on to unhealthy relationships? I've received immense emotional guidance through this channel, and I'm so grateful to even be able to have maintained no contact for 4 months now. I wouldn't be able to if I didn't watch your videos. My second question is, what are the signs that one is healed completely from narcissistic abuse trauma? Well, thank you very much, Nia, for what you said. Thank you. Lots involved in why we become dependent on a person by just spending a few good moments together. It's about what happened before that, what led up to it. Dependency starts in childhood, okay? And we have parents that didn't unconditionally love us and were somewhat dependent on us. And we feel like we're not good enough. Here's acceptance again, right? I'm not just good enough for being me, right? I'm not, my opinions aren't just good enough. How I feel isn't just good enough. I need more than that. You know, what I do isn't good enough. I have to do better. So this starts in childhood, and there's a lot to learn from this. You know, and I don't know if you just had a few good moments together, but think of the times after a fight, after a silent treatment, after they leave and come back, after a breakup, and we get back together, okay? And we have these certain rushes. It becomes very hormonal, right? And that's a part of the dependency, the addiction. I talk about this all the time in other of my videos, so I'm not going to explain the whole thing right now again. Anybody wants me to, just ask. I don't want to bore everybody else. I talk about it a lot. You stayed with him throughout the betrayal and lies, even though I knew I should get out. So why? Why did we stay there when it hurt and he lied, he betrayed us, and we stayed? So that's dependency. A real good thing to go by of what a codependent relationship is. To simplify it, it's we aren't fixing the problems and then we aren't ending it. What else could it be? Dependency, right? That's why we're staying. I'm dependent on this person, addicted to this person. So it's our self-worth. It's our self-worth. Boundaries are a measure of our self-worth. No, don't do that. And then we really hold them to it. Don't do it. I said, don't do it. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to end this relationship. I've asked you not to do that twice now. That's boundaries, healthy boundaries. I have to feel worthy of it. My self-worth, okay? When someone hurts us and we stay and we think we aren't worthy of better. This is a very difficult thing. It can be to have this kind of insight and awareness about ourselves. It can be very difficult to come to terms with this and admit this. But the sooner we do, the sooner we heal. We have to raise our self-worth, and this is why it's brutally important that we don't just jump into a new relationship. We'll start trying to find our self-worth from that person, and it doesn't work like that. Now they're in control again of how you feel about yourself, and they'll take you up and then they'll take you down. Okay, this is something we have to do internally, build our self-worth ourselves, and then enter healthy relationships. If we have low self-worth, who you're going to date will not be healthy. I promise. Okay? What are the signs that one has healed completely from narcissistic abuse trauma? Well, someone brings up your name, you think about them, no emotion. Okay? We don't have to. As we become healthier in life, as we heal from this and grow from this and have better relationships and better boundaries and raise our self-worth and self-esteem, these kinds of things, okay? Once we are more emotionally mature, once we are more emotionally intelligent, we don't have to hurt. I'm not kidding. I've been healing for many years, and I'm becoming stronger and healthier, more intelligent. And I no longer have to have depression from loss. What I mean by that is I lost my best friend, and it hurt, and I was sad, and I grieved, and there's no depression. It doesn't make me feel bad later, and I don't keep missing him like that. We don't have to. It's not all the time that we have to do this. The more healthier we get, the less we have to hurt from these things, okay? And depression that follows. So you don't have emotion. Your body isn't doing things when you're thinking about your ex, you know. No more nightmares about them. That's another good one. They stopped. We can explain what happened to somebody else, and they understand, because for them to understand, we have to understand, and that means we're healing or healed. We also know what a good, solid relationship is and what it requires, okay? And maybe we're starting to do this now. We also understand why all this happened from our childhood, from the neglect from our parents, or even abuse, trauma, okay? Anxiety decreases. Anxiety starts serving you instead of being a daily part of your life. No more anxiety. We wake up and have happy thoughts, not sad ones. We're sleeping better. We're eating better. We're accomplishing things we want to accomplish. We have goals. We have a plan. We're achieving these. We're getting closer to them. We accept who we are and how we feel and our mistakes. We forgive ourselves. We're no longer angry, sad, depressed. Okay? CPTSD is an umbrella term for many, many, many other problems. Okay? So we fix these. Addictions, other disorders, eating problems. Okay? Start managing our lives better. I hope I answered that, Nia. Thank you again. Okay. Odenix75. Don't know where you're from. Please tell us your locations, everybody. Thank you. Hi, thank you for sharing your knowledge and experiences. I was married for 25 years. I divorced about 2 years ago. She alienated my kids, and I would like to free them from life, lies, manipulation, guilt, etc. How should I approach them without being seen as I'm talking bad about their mother? Thank you for any advice you might have. Namaste. Thank you. I'm glad you're asking, right? That's perfect. Making mistakes and trying to be a better parent is great. I love to see it. Awesome. Counseling. Start with counseling. We can't do everything for our children, okay? And you can't overcompensate. You're not going to be able to just cover everything that she does to them and every little feeling they have, okay? You're not going to be able to fix it all. You're not in control of all of it. So have somebody else for them to talk to. I usually recommend in this situation, if the mother is toxic or is abusive or neglectful, not around, they lost her, I recommend getting a female counselor or therapist for them, okay? Because they need to know what a healthy woman is. They need to have this in their life, okay? Just a suggestion. You can talk about these things. We do it with respect to mom and honesty, okay? Mom's not well, and I'm not telling you how to raise your children or what to do. I'm just coming up with suggestions. Mom's not well, mom is sick, mom has problems, and I'm sorry it affects you, and this is what you can do if this happens. We can do B if A happens. When mom does this, you can do this, okay? You can leave her alone. You can call me. You can come up with ways, okay, Dad? And we just talk and talk and talk. And we try to be truthful. We can't lie to children just to protect them, okay? Children can handle this at an age that is appropriate, that's set by you, Dad. and we just don't talk bad about her. We don't need to call her names. Okay? You don't need to point out to them how she's a bad mom. You need to talk to them about their feelings, emotions, opinions, stuff like this. Let them have an open conversation where they can ask you anything. And it's helping them navigate through this. Okay? That's all you're in control of. All right? Take tips on being a better parent. I always say the best parent is the healthiest one. I see just too much sacrifice where mom and dad are saying, oh, it's okay, I don't need a life, I'm just there for my children, as long as they have what they need. Well, they need a happy, healthy mom, and that's you being happy and healthy and going out and doing things for yourself and taking care of yourself and having other relationships with people that grow. Okay, you too. You can't just sacrifice your life for your children's, because that's what you're teaching them. Selflessness. And that's not a good thing. Okay? Thank you. Keep learning. Keep healing. Keep understanding. Keep being a better and better person yourself. That's always the best advice, okay? Get them in some type of therapy so they can talk to somebody else. A lot of times children want to protect the parent, and they may not want to tell you what mom's doing or tell you how bad mom makes them feel. Okay? Let them have another outlet for that. Thank you. Good luck. Jeffrey, you are still fighting the good fight. You're much appreciated. Take care, David. Thank you, Jeffrey. And I wrote down here, thanks for standing by my side in this fight. Thank you, all of you, for your support. This is nothing without you. Thank you. And I don't see a name. Fate Twisted from Florida. Hello. Thank you for all you do for this video. I'm so sad today, David. I discovered my parents were narcissists recently. I told my brothers and sisters. My sister took my mother's name off her death benefit. And so you discovered your parents might have a personality disorder, and you talked about this to your sisters and brother, or sister and brother. And because of this, they reacted, and sister took mom off their death benefit, is what you call it, and put you on it. And now you feel so guilty and so bad because you hurt your sisters and brothers. How did you hurt them? Just by telling them? By talking bad about mom and dad? If they're adults, they can handle this. You didn't do it. This is just clear to me that your parents don't take responsibility and accountability, and they were dependent on you to do that. Emotional kicking post, making you feel like everything's your fault and you're in control of all this. No, you're not. You're not responsible. You're not accountable. If you don't like that you told them about them, don't do it again. Okay, I'm so sorry that you're hurting. You're taking way too much responsibility. Okay, you're still one of the siblings. You're still one of their children. This is mom and dad's fault. Okay? Heal from this by talking to somebody. I can tell you're not. I can tell. Don't you believe you're worthy of someone helping you? You are. This is clear to me that you're not. You're not doing it. Do it. Okay? Do it. I'm sorry that you feel this way. You weren't the one that hurt them. You're telling them something you discovered. If you don't like anything you do, don't do it again. Try to forgive yourself, okay? Have a better conversation, dialogue with your siblings. And that might be tough if all of you grew up neglected. That usually means not very good communication because it wasn't good communication growing up. So that might be difficult. Maybe write a letter. Apologize. See what they say. You know? You don't even have to be guilty to apologize for things. I'm sorry you feel guilt. Guilt can go away by doing our punishment, by apologizing, by having friends. Okay? Talk to them. Tell them you're sorry. See if they'll talk to you about it. I'm sorry you feel this way. I really am. But you can heal from this. But the real underlying problem is healing from your childhood and raising your self-worth and esteem, okay? I hope you realize that you are worthy of it and go get that help that you need. because we all need help. All of us. I need help. Okay? We all need help. We can't do everything great on our own. Thank you. Go with the flow asks, is there an email we can contact you with, David? Yeah, I always say my website. My website's right below the video. You'll see it highlighted in blue. Where is it? Right over here. And it's just my name, daviddemars.com. DEMARS. Anybody feel free to contact me for my services. I'm accepting new clients for coaching right now, and I can see you pretty soon if that's what you wanted to ask me. If you just have questions about narcissists and borderlines and personal stuff, please keep it to the videos. That's why I work really hard to do this every single week and answer every single person's question. I almost daily get asked these questions on my website, and I go to so much work and trouble to do it in the videos that I'm not going to answer questions like this for people. If you guys want more help, contact me, please, and thank you. daviddemars.com. Thank you for asking. And D from Germany again, which gets nervous when I say her name. I'm sorry. I have a question. What would you say to people who still find their exes physically attractive? Is that another reason to stop dating, or is it that just something one has to live with? I wouldn't take him back because of his looks. Just wondering about your opinion in regards to when we are ready to date again. Thank you for your question. So let's put it this way. We have physical attraction. Somebody is physically attractive. My looks, right? What I say, how I move, right? How I flutter my eyes, and yeah, that's physical attractiveness. And then we have emotionally attractiveness, emotional attractiveness, and that's who I really am inside. Okay? The reason people who appreciate emotional connection and who people are have healthy, growing, functional, happy relationships is because they care. Okay? And as you become more attracted to somebody with who they are emotionally, they become more physically attractive. But if your ex was a narcissist and abused you and this relationship became dependent, you don't know who they are. It was only physically attractive. That's it. And these relationships become dependent. And that's why sex is a big part of this. Sex becomes a major part of the dependency. I'm not saying some of you guys never had sex. I get it. But it's all physical. Matter of fact, it's hormonal. Okay? We become dependent from the hormones. So you still find them physically attractive. Well, let me turn that, what I just said, around. As you find someone emotionally unattractive, they become uglier outside. Don't they, guys? You think of somebody you were so physically attracted to, and as you get to know them, you're like, they're really not that attractive. I don't like how they act and how they treat people and how they make me feel, and, you know, they lie, and, you know, these kind of things. They're not so beautiful anymore, right? So I don't know, but I'm just saying, maybe learn more about who this person really is. Start putting more effort into who they are instead of what they are, right? Instead of tall, dark, and handsome, it's immature and abusive and exploitative and never developed into an adult, little child. Irresponsible, you know, child that, you know, can't even talk about how he feels or ask for what he wants or even apologize. That's not attractive, is it? They start becoming less attractive, don't they? That's my best advice. Let me know what you think. What you think, D. Thanks, D. Next one is from Majbrit. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I don't. No disrespect, and feel free to correct me. Majbrit is what I think it is. From Denmark. Hey, David, my name is Majbrit. I'm from Denmark. Could you try to explain how one can distinguish between narcissism and Asperger's? I know the autism spectrum is broad, but are there similarities, and what are they? The reason why I'm asking is that I really don't know if my last boyfriend had Asperger's or if he was a covert narcissist. Maybe he was just very self-centered. Yeah, I get asked this often, actually, and on the surface, I understand how some people think, and man, I see it. I see people wrong about this a lot. I have clients that come see me and think their husband was just on the narcissist spectrum, or their dad or something. It's like they tell me all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, I mean, on the Asperger's spectrum, that's what they think. And then they start telling me this stuff, and I'm like, oh God, no, that's narcissistic, you know. And so, major difference, and the major similarity is both of them have difficulties reading affect, what people really mean, right? Like Asperger's on the low end, have low end of functioning, have a problem knowing when you're crying, if that's a happy or sad cry. I don't know. That would be Asperger's. Whereas a narcissist doesn't care, right? And empathy is awareness of what's going on, of how somebody feels, right? I get that. I can see your confusion. I can see you being upset. It looks like you might cry. You know, narcissists aren't good at this. Narcissists have been severely emotionally neglected, severely. They really lack any kind of communication about this stuff with people. You know, they can become inept, socially inept. And so, you know, a very small percentage of communication is actually oral, verbal. And so the rest is body signs and how they feel and stuff like this, context and stuff, pretense. If a narcissist doesn't really empathize, doesn't really care, and they don't know how to communicate well, right? And they have problems really understanding how you feel. They can look the same. I hope that makes sense. But the major difference is a narcissist doesn't care. Doesn't care if you're in pain or hurt. Doesn't care. Doesn't bother them. Literally, no emotion detected from it. Whereas Asperger's is scared to death to hurt somebody. They're scared to death to hurt you because they don't know when they do or not. And they don't want to be a bad person, and they don't want to be rejected to the point where they might stay at home and never try. Okay? That's a major difference that I like to tell people. But keep learning more about it if you like. Keep asking me questions. Okay? Thank you very much. And that is it. That's all the questions, guys. Thank you. Beautiful questions. I hope my answers helped you guys. Please feedback. Please let me know. Okay? I ask a lot of people. I get a lot of questions from people, and I reply to them, and I don't hear back from you. And then I answer your question. I don't hear anything about it. So it's good to at least get some feedback on if I helped or if that makes sense, you understand. And keep asking questions. Don't just stop with one. Okay? Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. Love yourself first, and I'll see you next week. Okay? I'll come out with a video soon about the BPD, NPD. And I'm not going to say comorbid. And I'll tell why. I'll show you why. Thanks, guys. Love yourself first. See you next week. Bye-bye.